How to overcome injuries. I'm well qualified to talk about this because I've had injuries all over my whole body. I have yet to break a bone, but I've torn ligaments, knee injuries, ankle injuries, finger injuries. I pretty much injured like my whole body. So let me break it down for you. So first I'm going to talk about injuries that aren't as serious, like a sprained wrist, maybe your shoulder's hurting a little bit. So what I do to overcome that is if my arm's hurting, then I'll work on my lower body. If I can't lift weights, I'll do cardio. If I can't run, like my knees are injured, then I'll go swimming, hop on the bike. So all I do is work out the part that isn't injured, so I'm still getting the workout. Okay, now for serious injuries. So I'm going to tell you my story about my injury. So I had injured my arm right here. I dislocated it and I tore all these ligaments. Like my arm was cooked. My arm was done for months. So this was senior year of high school, 2023. And to make things worse, I had just wrestled at this tournament where I was sick. Like, not gonna lie, I did get my whole team sick. So I already had a bad tournament where I won like 2 matches and then I lost like 3. Yeah, so I already had a bad tournament. That was up in Flagstaff. I live in Arizona. So this one, we traveled up to Utah and it was a huge tournament. So my first match, I ran out the bathroom because I didn't know I was getting called up. And then my second match I was prepared for, so I was just waiting for it. Called me up, everything was good. And then on the second quarter, I had to get down in referee position. If you guys don't know what that is, basically all fours, the other guy goes on top of you. So then I try to get up, and wrestling is called a stand-up. The guy threw me back and I ended up putting my arm like this. It was this arm. I put it like this. So when I landed on it, it just snapped out. It was like, I looked at it because I was on the ground when I looked at it. It was like snapped up, and the referee blew the whistle and stopped it, of course, right there. And it was really trippy to see because it was like my skin was like stretched out. So then like they had a ton of people, like all the coaches and like people pick me up, and they held my arm up, like they kind of put it like this and try to hold it up. And then we walked over there, and then once we got to the trainer, he snapped it in. And in the first one, I couldn't even move my arm. Like he was like, "Oh, can you feel this?" I was like, "No." So he had to take it back out and snap it back in. And mind you, I didn't have any painkillers like for like the first 30 minutes, and then I took 2 Advils, no painkillers, just Advils, over the counter painkillers. I took those like 30 minutes after, but they gave me a little arm sling, put some ice on it, and just lay down and took a nap. That's the story of my worst injury. So now I'm going to tell you how I overcame it afterwards, because it took me about 6 months to fully recover. Right back home from Utah, every bump, it was hurting so bad. And when I had a shower, like I couldn't even really shower. Like I had to put my arm, like where we put the shampoo bottles, I would put my arm right there and try to like scrub. I used to have a comb back. I couldn't comb my hair because I was like this. So it was super tough. But I got it x-rayed and all that, and no bones broken. It was just the ligaments that messed up. And when I went to go get my MRI done, I forgot to take a painkiller. So they had me straighten out my arm, and it hurt so bad because I couldn't bend it, couldn't move it that much because all the ligaments were messed up. And then after the MRI, of course, we saw that it was all messed up in there. But I didn't give up. I posted it on my story a while back. I didn't have too many followers back then, but I was literally just doing 1-arm push-up. Like I would just rep them out. But afterwards, it did look kind of bad because, you know, because I'm working on 1 arm. So this arm was like all big and this arm was all little. So, I mean, you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. So then I had the arm sling for about, I would say 2.5 months. And then after that, I was able to move it. You know, I was like trying to grab weights. I couldn't even grab a piece of paper at first. Like I could not use my arm. Like I can move my shoulder. But the second I try to use like my bicep or anything, like to move this like this, no, it hurt so bad, it was done. Yeah, so then I got that arm brace, so I was able to bend it and leave it kind of hanging right there. But I would try to control it so it wouldn't like, you know, mess up my tendons. And then at the 4-month mark, I took off the brace, and then I kept trying to like lift like a 1-pound dumbbell, try to do curls, try to do like hangs, and like the pull-up bar, try to do stuff with this arm. And then after a ton of training, I ended up running 5Ks. And then I did my first half marathon in October 2023. So I got injured December 2023, and about 8 months later, I was in shape. And then by October, I had done my first half marathon. And I was wrestling again, not competitive, I was just wrestling like my friends. I have a mat, and I was also sparring because I was boxing. So I was also sparring, I was training, like I was fighting. It took about 10 months of hard work, but I was back. I had my arm back, you know, look, my arm's good, look, I jab you, you know. Oh shoot. I jabbed too fast, my bracelet came off. So that's my story, and now I'm gonna go through all the steps that I think you should take to overcome your injuries. So the first thing you wanna do is first accept the injury, and then you wanna change your mindset. So don't ignore your injury, don't just try to work out through it. Accept the injury, and then you wanna adjust your training, of course, to work out around your injury, because you still wanna get a little workout in. And always remember, what you're going through, someone has already gone through and survived. So anything that you're going through right now, someone else has gone through, whether it's pro athletes, like even Muhammad Ali went through setbacks. you're able to get through the injury. You just gotta be strong. And the second step, of course, if you haven't already, go see a doctor, get it diagnosed, get treatment. If you need physical therapy, do physical therapy so you can start recovering as fast as possible. Next you want to look at is getting the best nutrition and supplements for recovering. So if you need to, and if you have the money to, you can even talk to a nutritionist about this. But what I recommend, this is not health advice, disclaimer, see a doctor before listening to any of my advice. But the 2 supplements I recommend is taking protein and lots of collagen. Collagen is going to make sure that you repair any ligaments, any tendons as fast as possible, and your bones as well. And protein is going to help recover the muscles of the damaged area. And anti-inflammatory foods that I like eating is turmeric and ginger. And of course, you're going to need to stay hydrated, so make sure you're drinking water, take some electrolytes, and sprinkle a little bit of Himalayan salt as well. And my favorite food for recovery and overall health is red meat. So the next step will be, after you've gone through that rest period, couple months, couple weeks, however long it takes, even 6 months. Through that period, you want to keep gradually increasing your training. So first start out with light movements. If you're a boxer, you can do some shadow boxing. Make sure you're stretching, get loose. Then as you recover, you can do some technical drills, maybe some hand movement drills. Then if you feel like you're strong enough, then you can do some control sparring. Make sure it's light sparring. Don't pick a partner that's going to go all hard on you. Pick someone that you can work with. And you can even do some light bag work as well. Make sure you're listening to your body. Don't over push it. If you feel pain, stop immediately. You don't want to re-injure yourself because of your ego. Alright, now I'm going to tell you how to prevent future injuries. So a non-negotiable, you want to make sure you're warming up and cooling down before and after your workouts. Next, you want to make sure you're doing strength and conditioning. So if you injure your shoulder, for example, you want to make sure you're strengthening the joints and the muscles around that shoulder. Start off light and then gradually increase as you go on. And lastly, you want to make sure your technique is improved. So for example, if you're benching and your grip was too wide and you injured your chest because of it, you want to make sure that you're fixing your form so you don't injure yourself again because of poor technique. And remember, injury isn't the end, it's a chance to rebuild smarter. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any stories of your injuries and how you got through it, make sure you leave them down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.